So what I'm going to show you right here, I think is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of how people become successful or how a successful product is made. And if you know how to use this to your advantage, it's like rigging a slot machine in your favor. Look, throughout your life, people have probably told you don't become an entrepreneur, don't do this because it comes down to luck. It comes down to dumb luck. And you're like, oh, no. It comes down to a lot of hard work, focus, and you have to go out there and you just have to commit to it. You have to be like one of those entrepreneurs on TV and just go all in. And that's not actually the truth. Every successful product, and for the most part, every successful entrepreneur, it's come down to completely dumb luck. But if you understand how to use that luck and how to create it like a raffle ticket, it's like being able to draw from the lottery millions of times, which is going to increase your chance of hitting the jackpot. This is how you do it. So if you ever watched any other entrepreneur channel or even mine, you probably just did a double take because everyone's going to tell you entrepreneurship has nothing to do with work. It's about hard work and perseverance. After a whole lot of study, I can firmly say it's just not true. Now, the hard work and perseverance does come in after you make the breakthrough, after you find the thing that you're going to build, after you find the product, after you find the idea. However, if you look at history, almost every single breakthrough, every single major product, every single major innovation, every single business, every single entrepreneur, it's really just come down to dumb luck. I'm not kidding. There's many examples of this, just to cite three. If you look at penicillin, this is the reason why most of us are alive today. The human race would not be where it is right now without penicillin. This was discovered by a guy who was running some tests and then came back from vacation and found this mold growing on the test. It was completely accidental. If you look at the laser, okay, that's everything that we use to actually do laser eye surgery. It's what we use to read disc. The laser was invented by a guy who just was fucking around and wanted to combine two lights together. That's all it was. He had no intention of making a product. He had no intention of making something that was going to change the world. And almost all of our technology right now and so many billion-dollar industries are built off the laser. If you go and look at Slack is a billion-dollar company. Okay? And did you know Slack started off as just a video game company? They had no intention of selling business communication software. None at all. Absolutely zero. And now the company is a unicorn. That's a billion-dollar valuation company or an exploding company in Silicon Valley terms. If you look at Zapier, it started as a company where they were just going in and manually connecting people's accounts with APIs. There are so many examples. It just goes on and on and on. So many innovations, actually most of them, 99% of them in human history, all come from just a person screwing around or a company going one way and then discovering something else. And it's the same thing with entrepreneurs. I want to tell you about my journey real quick. And once you understand this, what I want to make a very, very apparent to you is that if you're getting into entrepreneurship right now or you want to build a business, the last thing you ever want to do is think that you're going to be moving in some steady line. Because once you do that, you're not going to build a business. You're going to think, oh, I don't have this idea. I don't have this 30-year plan. I don't have everything laid out in front of me, so I'm not even going to get started. What you really need to be doing is, if you look at how everything is built, it really comes down to dumb luck. It comes down to dumb luck. The idea you're going to work with, the business that's going to make you all your money, the product you're going to make, or any innovation you're going to have in your business is going to come through dumb luck. It's just like a raffle ticket. The secret is exposing yourself to as much dumb luck as possible. The more action you take, the more directions you go in, the more things you do in a concentrated effort, every single time you do it, the more people you meet, the more things you're doing. It's like drawing a raffle ticket each time that's going to lead you to that breakthrough innovation. But if you're not going out there and exposing yourself to the raffle tickets, you're never going to have that breakthrough that's going to allow you to maximize your focus and effort. And so once you understand this and you understand how to expose yourself to these raffle tickets like I'm going to show you, you can just boom, 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 take out thousands and thousands of drawings that are eventually going to lead you to the thing that's going to make you extremely successful. And to put this in perspective, let me kind of explain to you my journey. So the reason I think most people don't get started, and the reason why you might be hesitating right now, or you might not be going all in, or heck, you're just really frustrated with your business that you're working on right now, or heck, you have a business that's successful, that's already successful, you need to understand this as well if you have a business already successful. So a lot of people think business looks like this. So you have an idea, and then it's just a linear progression towards larger success. And you just hard work it. All that is, it's lifting this up and making it go further is more experience and more hard work. This couldn't be anything further to the truth. How entrepreneurship really looks is you start in some abstract way that has nothing to do with what you're finally going to end up doing. And you just bebop all over the place. You get some success here, you bounce around here, you look at this, you go to some networking events, you talk to some people, you do this, you do this, you do this. And then you just kind of stumble upon the thing that you're just going to do that makes sense and that you're really going to put all your focus and perseverance on. And all the things I talk about on this channel, that's when they really come into play. And everything comes into play right here when it comes to sticking to something and maximizing your, what I like to call, raffle ticket drawing of success. And this is the same thing you see with every innovation out there. When you see companies that have billion-dollar products, a lot of times it came from just doing something completely different, like Slack making a video game company. There's so many other examples out there. For example, Cisco was founded by a guy who wanted to communicate with his wife long distance, and then he invented something that naturally allowed him to do that, and it became the whole infrastructure for Cisco, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. It's all just randomness, and then you focus on the thing that makes sense. You pull the idea from the chaos. That's the one thing I want to stress before I continue. There's just a big ball of chaos that is the world, and in order for you to actually extract the idea in the business that's going to make you your first 100,000, your first million, your first etc. past that, you have to dive into the chaos and bounce around in here for an undefined amount of time, and then you end up exiting with the idea. That's how it's going to look, and I know I just drew that completely off of it. You can see the squiggle. What I'm trying to say right here is it's far more important. It's far, far more likely that you're going to become successful, not by going out there and having all your shit together day one or knowing exactly what you want to do. It's far more important if you don't know exactly what you want to do. You want to apply all the things I talk about in this channel, working on one thing, extreme focus. But more so, you want to use that to dive into chaos. You want to use it to dive into chaos and just jump in there, because it's far more important that you just jump into the chaos with a bad idea than it is to make sure you have the right idea before jumping in. Because if you want to go and look at my trajectory of success, how I think this works, and the best way to explain this is like a flywheel. The more focus and effort you put into spinning the flywheel, and if you don't know what a flywheel is, it's a wheel. You spin it. It starts spinning very slowly when you start pushing it, but the more you push it, the momentum builds and it starts spinning faster and faster. And let's imagine there's a little knob right here and a little knob right here. Okay, so these two little knobs, what's going to happen right here is this flywheel spins around, and every time it spins around, this knob hits this knob and it produces a raffle ticket of success. So what you really want to be doing is, instead of sitting around thinking about your perfect idea or procrastinating about the business model you want to get into, what you want to focus on is exerting as much focus and effort on something to improve your life. Okay, something to improve your life, learning about entrepreneurship, and more so working on your first business. And what's going to happen is this flywheel spins faster and faster. If you look at all the billionaire tech entrepreneurs, what happened is they got into coding just randomly to make their own video games or their own tools or whatnot. So for example, if you look at Matt Mullenweg, the guy who basically made WordPress, I think he has $1 billion net worth right now, I'm not sure. He would just basically make tools for himself when he was growing up. He's just like, I need this thing, so I'll just make it for myself. It later turned into WordPress. And so what he did right there is he just focused. There's a flywheel right there, and he just focused his energy on learning code and making tools, and eventually that turned into a business. So when you get into it, it's way more important that you just pick a business model. Affiliate marketing, consulting, SEO, Shopify, e-commerce, going out there, info marketing, and focusing it on there, because then what's going to happen is that flywheel spins faster and faster. And every single time you give it a complete spin, let's imagine this generates you a point of luck or a raffle ticket, for lack of better words. And then this raffle ticket right here, the more raffle tickets you have, eventually one of these is going to be the idea that, boom, catapults you, or makes you at least your very first successful business, or your first $1 million business, your first $10 million business. Let me explain exactly how I started my business, how I had my first success, how I had my first 8-figure business, and even how I got to the company I have right now. It's all complete randomness. It's all drawn from chaos. It's not a linear line. So if you look at me back in the day, I was in the US military, and I was just really socially awkward. And so what I did is I really started researching personal growth and growing. And so I also was on a few forums where I was interacting with other people that had similar habits. So first off, my first jump in the chaos was learning how to improve myself. And after I achieved a point of where I said, hey, I can increase my knowledge, I can increase my abilities as a person, and I developed a growth mindset, I ended up bumping into a few people that were talking about doing affiliate marketing. There was this one guy on the forum who was selling like how to make an outsourcing business. And I didn't really subscribe to that, but there was a few people out there that were talking about affiliate marketing, and that was really how I got my start. And so you can see that my first flywheel spin was actually just going out there and developing a growth mindset. I'm just going to move my mouse right here instead of drawing this over and over again. So then what happened is I kind of started digging into affiliate marketing, and I tried it, and I bumped into a bunch of SEOs who were doing affiliate marketing. And so that was my second flywheel spin. So I'm like, oh, this makes sense. And so I started trying to do SEO affiliate marketing, and I was very bad at it at first. It was terrible. None of my websites worked, but I was diving straight into chaos. So what I actually realized is I enjoyed blogging. And so I started just writing blogs about stuff I was interested in, and I realized that I could use SEO to promote my blogs. And so I had a few successful affiliate SEO websites, but my big success was actually driven by combining SEO with my blog. So there's another flywheel of chaos spin right there. Raffle ticket pops up, but I haven't really won anything yet. What originally then happened is I noticed, hey, this blog right here starts making money, and I put together a staff at this one blog. I started blogging, and I started selling my first info products from the blog because I had no other way to monetize it, and AdSense wasn't really working out. I didn't get into info marketing because I was like, hey, info marketing is the thing for me. I had a blog that I had no one to monetize besides info marketing. So we started launching products from the blog and doing that. And then I noticed, hey, I'm pretty good at this SEO thing, and I'm really good at it at lead generation. So maybe I could start doing this for businesses, and to attract the businesses to this, I could actually start blogging about SEO. And so I started a blog about SEO with one of the guys that I met from that forum. See, again, like, look at what just has happened here so far. So here's the ball of chaos, and I was just bumping around, talking to all sorts of people. And where I came out on the other side, let's look at just where I am right now, blogging about SEO with a guy that I met from the forum, using skill sets for info products that I learned completely at random from my initial blog. It's all just random, and I knew I just totally drew this outside of mosquito in my garage. Holy moly, did you see that? I just killed something live on camera. So that's morbid. So, but you can see everything that I did, all the things that in the skill sets, and even the person I'm working with, came from chaos. It didn't come from a clear idea. It didn't come from a clear idea. It came from spinning this flywheel. But it keeps getting worse. So what originally happened is I kept spinning that flywheel, and I started attracting a lot of people that are interested in SEO. In turn, this got me clients, and I started doing SEO for a lot of businesses. And then I thought to myself, I could probably start selling SEO services en masse. And this blog, originally, there was another guy that was on the forum originally that I was working at, or I was communicating on, and I kind of left that forum. I kind of left all the stuff about that behind. However, he said, hey, I see your blog. I see a lot of skills. I launch info products on forums. Would you want to do this? You could potentially use this to get a lot more clients for your businesses. And so I said, yeah. And so we started launching info products on forums. And so this really got me into influencer marketing and info marketing and building a personal brand to attract clients. And so I did that with him. And then I said, okay, well, I can't manage this many clients at once, but I can start selling services en masse. And so that led to me using the email list and the customers that have been generated from these launches to build an SEO service business. And this SEO service business then, and the flywheel right now is just going nuts. It's cranking, it's pumping out ticket after ticket. So that SEO service business turned into my first multi-million-dollar business. Okay, and so that started getting me a lot of clients. And then I had too many clients I could handle, so I made an SEO outsourcing business where basically people would outsource their SEO to us. And I was also launching SEO info products, and I was also scaling the blog with SEO. And I was also doing a few affiliate SEO websites because I had no discipline and the realization that at this point I should have been focusing on one thing. So the thing I want to point out right here is it's very important once you find something that's working to focus only on that one thing. The downfall of all of this is I started doing like 10 different things. Again, brought me a lot of raffle tickets though. And I'm going to say right now, it's way more important to focus on one thing once you have that click. And even when you're starting off, it's way more important to focus on one thing because that allows you to bounce around in the chaos in a much more effective way. So then what happened? I noticed that all these businesses that were outsourcing SEO to us, they wanted to do their own SEO too. There were so many people that were actually selling SEO and outsourcing their SEO to us that would rather done their SEO themselves. So that's when I started getting into software. And then I needed to sell this software better. So what happened is I looked into paid advertising on Facebook. And paid advertising on Facebook was really challenging. I wasn't good at it, and I could never make an ad that worked. So I discovered that the only way I could really make ads work is if I made money long term. And that led me into tracking, because I needed a way to track these ads way better. And it also led me into email marketing, because the best way to generate long-term LTV is to understand email marketing from that. And so you fast forward a little bit, what am I doing? I'm building software for SEOs and promoting it with email marketing and Facebook ads, and in using advanced tracking to track those things. That was the key to my entire business and how I scaled it up. So then what happened? I said, okay, I really get email marketing. I really get SEO software and software building to a certain extent, and I really understand tracking. So what if I made a hybrid email platform with tracking? Boom. All right, so then what happens? All right, I'm like, all right, so how do I fund this email platform? Okay, I need to scale an info business. And so I launched, I started getting into webinars and selling things through webinars, which I actually discovered at random from that SEO business. And I learned that webinars were the best way to sell SEO products during that business. And so then what happened? I started launching at webinars, but they weren't working on Facebook. So I launched them on AdWords with YouTube ads, and that worked really, really well. And I also scaled Facebook at the same time. But what that required of me while I was launching these info products and then funding the email marketing and tracking platform, which is Hyros right now, what that then led me to having to do was building my own custom tracking solution, because I couldn't track anything. I couldn't track my long-term sales or anything accurately via AdWords. And then what that led into is me realizing, all right, this email platform that we've built, it's doing pretty well. It's pretty profitable. However, I'm competing with businesses like MailChimp. I'm competing with these in this very competitive market space. It's very hard to scale this because I don't have a very unique product, but I do have this tracking solution that nobody has been able to replicate. It tracks better than anything else online, and it's way easier. What if I took this tracking solution that I made for myself and it made a business out of that? And then that can turn into Hyros, which I'm working on right now, which is a thing that it's actually doing very well. We have some crazy huge clients on there, and it's taking off before we even launch it. Now, I'm not declaring success or anything like that, but this is my shot, or my best shot, I think, at getting to a $200, $300 million net worth. We can check back on YouTube as a few years from now, and I'll either be making fun of myself or I'll probably be doing the same exact thing either way. But you can see, though, where did all this come from? All the people I work with, a lot of the people that I helped found Hyros with, one of the mentors or one of my best advisors over there that helped me start this, I met at a networking, or not a networking event, just an ad event, completely random, okay? We actually met at a bottle club, and he got so drunk. Actually, one of my other really good friends that's helped me with a lot of other things, I'm not going to name the name, he got so drunk at this bottle club, he went and peed in the hallway. Okay, that's how I met this guy. So, I'm not naming the person. You never figure out who that was. But you can see that all the stuff that I'm doing right now, that if you told me when I first got started, I didn't get started like this. I didn't get started going, okay, I want to make the world's best tracking solution and just hire a team and go from there. I did a zillion different things before I settled on the one thing that I think is my great raffle ticket. I think I have a real edge in. All of it discovered by accident. Even the technology that my tracking platform is discovered on is based on a complete accident. And so I was thinking to myself the other day, why don't most beginners get started? It's because they think everything is intentional. Everything's intentional. And they don't jump into the realm of chaos because they think that's not how it works. You never enter chaos. You just stay in order the entire time, and it's just a linear line of growth. And this linear line of growth doesn't happen until you bounce around enough in the chaos to get to something that you can linearly grow. Sam Ovens made a really good video about this, about converting chaos into structure and order, and this is a very different video. What I want to tell you, what I want to point out right now is my trajectory. Almost every big innovation in human history, almost every billion-dollar businesses, so many that you look at right now, started by complete accident. And so what I want you to understand is that, yes, there is a lot of order to entrepreneurship. It takes focus and perseverance and suffering and sacrifice. And it takes being able to focus on one thing at a time. It takes really sound business skills, but it also takes a lot of luck and chaos. And so the most important thing you can do right now is, if you're getting started and you're not exactly sure what you want to do, say screw it, pick something and start spinning that flywheel. Start going to pick a niche, affiliate marketing, SEO, consulting, Shopify. Start going to all the events. Go all in on it. So start getting customers, trying to get customers, selling customers, anything you can possibly do. And what you're going to see is this flywheel is going to spin and spin and spin and start spinning out raffle tickets. And your winning raffle ticket is probably going to be a combination of accidents and then one big great accident that really makes sense to you. And then that's going to be the thing that helps you take off. If you look at my first 8-figure business, came from the skills I picked up from accidental businesses. I was inspired to create it, which was running ads to webinars. That's essentially what the business is. From skill sets I picked up in my accidental business, which were picked up by another accidental business that were picked up by my original idea of affiliate marketing. See how that works? And so that's the point of this video. You want to go out there and throw yourself into chaos as fast as you possibly can and just get in there. Get into the chaos. Don't go build a business. Don't go take out investments. Don't go get a McDonald's. That's a straight line trajectory. That's not how it's going to work. You want to get out there and get in the chaos and start focusing as much as you can on creating chaos to get that flywheel spinning and generating you as much luck raffle tickets as possible. And what's going to happen? You're going to meet those people that are going to be your future business partners. You're going to meet that person that gives you the idea for your business. You're going to combine your ideas and the things you're working on into that ultimate business that you have. You're going to combine all together to find your special tactics and your unique skill sets and your unique product, and that's what's going to get you to success and the point where that focus and perseverance pays off and you can actually have something that's now order that you can literally scale. That's the point of this video. Let me know if this makes sense to you. Give me some feedback in the comment section. What you say in the comment section heavily influences our next videos, and that's all I have for you today. Hopefully this helps you. If not, well, hopefully I entertained you or something. I'll see you in the next video.